September surge is still in full effect and companies are hiring like crazy. So let's hop into these high paying opportunities. Now, you guys know that I love a good, easy, lazy job you can do in your pajamas. So the first opportunity we have is going to be with Plaid. Now, Plaid is hiring for a consumer support specialist. I know everybody loves those no phone jobs, and that's what I love to bring you. So I wanted to show you an opportunities where you could sit at home and do tickets all day. This is great for those of you that might have little ones at home, or if you're just not a people person, you don't want to be all on the phones all day. This is a great opportunity. A lot of you have experience with doing tickets, especially with maintaining things like a high CSAT rate, doing those incoming sort of prioritizations within the service queue. So this position, I'm going to tell you, spoiler alert, is a high paying position. Okay. It's going to go into almost the 100K range, and that is just for the base salary. This doesn't even include the benefits, the bonuses, the additional compensation you get for performance. Like, this is a high paying job for you not to be on phone. So I'm just saying you need to apply to this job ASAP. I've done the resumes for you. And speaking of high paying, let's hop on over to these shout outs. Now, normally I like to keep this very career focused, but I figured a lot of you guys could use some extra cash while you wait on those job offers, because a while back I did a video about Wells Fargo and I told you that they paid me over $10,000. And I just want to let you know that I have gotten an additional $4,000 from Wells Fargo, along with many of you. KJ said my mother called Wells Fargo after I watched Jazzy's video, and she's going to be receiving a $3,000 check coming soon. This is real, guys. Jazzy knows what she's talking about. Queen said, I'm just sharing my testimony. I had 2 letters sitting for months that I did not know about. I called them right after the video and they're giving me $500, and I will also be going to mediation. So I'll keep you updated soon. I would love to have an update. Let us know how your mediation went. K Pre said, I too received nearly $5,000. I will be asking for more compensation. Few Words Spoken said, I received almost $8,000 from Wells Fargo. So when I tell you Wells Fargo is still sending those checks out, please do not be mistaken. I've gone to mediation twice now. So make sure that you are not tossing those letters and you're making those phone calls to Wells Fargo if you haven't received the letter. And I talk about that in the video that I did for Wells Fargo. But back to our career stuff, because Miss Monica told us last month that she ultimately landed a position with Verizon's corporate office as a coordinator. She said, thanks for all you do. She went through 3 rounds of interviews and did the infamous magic wand question. And I just wanted to tell you, Miss Monica, I never sent you a gift. So make sure you send me an email so we can send you a gift. And she came up a month later and gave us a little update. And she said she did her training and that it went great. So I just wanted to tell you that I still have a gift that I'm holding on to you, Miss Monica. So make sure you shoot me an email. So let's hop back into these opportunities. So resumes are available for this Plaid position. You can sign up for the Pro plan if you want to get that community access in addition to the resumes. Now, when it comes to this company, Figma, I really like Figma a lot. We've had PayBump members that have recently landed interviews with Figma. Now, Figma is hiring for an order management analyst. Okay. And I do want to point out, this is open across the US. Some people have issues getting jobs like in California and New York. They specifically pointed out that it's open to those roles as well. But I do want to point out that Figma is a remote first company. Remote first. Okay. Just saying that before anybody gets all discouraged and says they can't apply. They are remote first. So with this role, you will be doing things related to reviewing and approving order forms to make sure they align with company policies. You're going to do those virtual quality checks. And again, order forms, approval, kind of consulting with the internal teams and looking at any discrepancies that might have issues with them. So for all of my people that have worked in logistics and you're like, hey, I used to work for FedEx, or I used to be an office administrator, or I used to sort files, this is the type of work that you should absolutely be looking to do. Again, this is going to be no phone. So if that's what you were looking for, this is kind of like the opposite of it. You might be speaking with people internally, but you will not be talking to customers over the phone. Now, Jazzy, what does it pay? Well, it's going to be $40 to $71 per hour. That is a whole lot of money to be doing order support, okay? And to be doing it without talking to customers. Now, a long time ago, Jazzy did order support, and I can tell you it's one of those chill jobs that you could literally be watching Netflix while you're doing the job. I'm just saying, it is not hard to do that, and they pay you very well. I think when I last did it, I was making about $88,000 a year, so this kind of tracks with this current salary range. So make sure you're applying for this. Yes, I've done the resumes for you. Sign up at paybump.com so you can get instant access to all of the resumes that we have available. I do want to point out they have things like parental leave and reproductive planning support. So that's just huge for those of you that are trying to expand your family, those of you that might be considering alternative ways to have a family. This is a huge benefit. Again, generous PTO, company recharge days, and a learning and development stipend, which means you do not need to go back to college if you're trying to get a job, because they're saying they're going to give you all the things that you need to be successful. Again, a home stipend and cell phone reimbursement. So there are a lot of opportunities available, not just financially, but with the benefits that come with this company. So our next opportunity, I love a good opportunity when it comes to sales. All right. Zoom is a very, very high paying company for anybody that is interested in sales, especially as it relates to being an account executive. Now, this says that it's for the Zoom team on the East. I would imagine that if you don't live on the eastern region of the United States, you can absolutely still apply. You just need to be available to work those eastern hours, okay? So make sure you keep that in mind, just being able to support Eastern hours. And a lot of people have said, Jazzy, how did that guy get a $240,000 salary that you talked about before? Well, if you look at jobs like this, they literally start at 175. And the maximum goes up to almost 400K. These are not made up numbers. These are the numbers that we were earning back when I was working in sales. This is what my teammates would make. And it was not even like a crazy thing, right? So it says if you got any experience in contact centers or selling any type of solutions, that's what they're looking for. Mostly everybody watching this video has contact center experience, okay? Mostly everybody watching this video has CRM experience. You've got some type of sales experience, okay? And even if you don't understand all of the different softwares down here, you probably used them in your sales role and didn't even know it. Most of you have used Salesforce. LinkedIn Sales Navigator is something you can toy around with today if you just want to get an inside look at what that looks like. So yes, we absolutely have the resumes available for this as well. This is how you guys get into a role, work it for a year or two, and then get that amazing house or start that business, all those things that you could do when you're making a high six-figure salary. So go ahead and apply for this ASAP. As you know, these jobs do not last long. But fortunately for Zoom, they're kind of like always hiring, especially in September. This is like a heavy hiring month across industries. So make sure you're putting your hat into the ring right now, because this is the time to do it. Now, another opportunity we have is going to be for this company called Apollo. You guys may have heard of Apollo. They are used by a lot of different startups, used in sales, like to send out contact data if you're trying to like reach out to a sales manager or to a company to sell a product. That's the kind of software that this company offers. But I just wanted to point out for my people that always ask, how can we work abroad, or which companies hire in different countries. Apollo is one of those countries that does that. So they've got roles like here it says in Mexico City. And then another role is in the Philippines. They've had roles that have sat outside of these countries and other countries. So it's like you just gotta go to the website and just pick your country, right? Like a lot of these companies are very like remote friendly as it relates to working outside of the country. Okay. So for all of my friends that say, Jazzy, I'm in the Philippines, here's an opportunity for you. Those of you that are in Mexico City as well, here is an opportunity for you. Now, with this Yahoo opportunity, I have the recruiter's information, okay? For those of you that are signed into PayBump, I will be happy to drop that into our private community. I would never put a recruiter's information out publicly because that's a lot of eyes on it and we don't want to spam them. So I like to keep that information in a smaller group so that it doesn't overwhelm the recruiter and so that I don't get a nasty note at the end of the day. So they are hiring for a client experience specialist, okay? This is going to be the go-to person, kind of like the in-between person that talks to different partners to just make sure everything is going well and that people are enjoying the service that they're getting. A lot of this is around campaign management. So you're going to oversee the life cycle of planning to billing. You may troubleshoot any delivery issues that a partner might have with ad operations. Jazzy, why are you showing us this? Well, a lot of you have gotten jobs at places like Yelp, right? A lot of you have gotten those retention specialist roles. This is very similar to the type of work that you would be ultimately doing, right? Remember I said you can start out at Yelp doing that entry-level work and it could take you into six figures. Well, guess what? When we look at this opportunity, it goes deep, deep, deep into six figures. Most of you that have that experience from like working at Yelp or working in any type of media agency, working in any type of like ad or sales, any of that, you're going to easily be able to come in making six figures. And I don't care if you have gaps in your resume. I don't care if you've done different types of work. If you got any type of sales experience, campaign experience, if you've worked with any type of clients that did any type of campaigns or media, even project management, because they're looking for that as well. If you have any of that experience at all, you need to be applying for this role ASAP, okay? 100K, 120K should be a very easy ask for those of you that have that client experience sort of specialty on your resume, okay? So make sure you are looking at this and applying for it ASAP during this surge. Oh, and one thing I wanted to say. So a lot of you joined our Pay Bump welcome session and it was huge. It was so fun. Thank you so much for everybody that came out and just like tuned in. Like you guys made my day. We had so much fun on that call. A lot of you left super duper invigorated and you were like, Jazzy, when is the next live event? So thank you to everybody that absolutely attended that live event. We got more coming, okay? But you do have to be a pro member to attend the live event. So again, if there's something that you need help with, make sure you get in this portal over here. Okay, you do our Get Hired with AI. And if you're like in need of some type of resume review and that sort of thing, that's what we've got this over here for, right? Our pro reviews, okay? So make sure you're signing up for this because now is a better, listen, there is no better time than now to do this, to get hired, okay? We're nearing the end of the year and this is when things start to really, really pick up. So you want to do this ASAP. And as I always say, if you need additional training, need additional help, come talk to us in the community. That's what our career coaches are there for because as I always say, if you stay ready, you never have to get ready. Oh,